Hey everybody, I am doing this recording via Zoom. So I am just getting over to the right page so that I can share my screen. I'm going to talk briefly tonight about the logic model for my AIP master plan. My master plan vision is to facilitate biodiversity in Rocky Mountain National Park riparian ecosystems and in Estes Park by researching trophic cascades. My master plan goal is to identify trophic cascades and the human disturbances that affect them within riparian areas of Rocky Mountain National Park. I hope to offer a positive contribution to current Rocky Mountain National Park research projects and ultimately to have that work contribute to the overall health of the Estes Valley, because my thought and my belief that the health of the riparian zones of the park are directly correlated with the health of Estes Park and our surrounding communities. I also hope that this research can build awareness for how visitors can contribute to the health of Rocky Mountain National Park riparian ecosystems. My audience for this research is my community, the community of Estes Park. So just to preface this by saying that, as I mentioned before, the national park, I very much hope to be working with them and collaborating a lot with them on this research project. So you see in my first row there, with the inputs being time and technology, activities, our interviews with my partners at Rocky Mountain National Park. And I've actually done a couple of these interviews already, and I've gotten some really fantastic and insightful information. I would like to continue those conversations with those partners so that I can establish specific locations to research the species and the relationships between those species to be researched as well. Just in conversation with the park researchers so far, the most need for information in those areas is with migratory songbirds and small mammals. So it's very likely that I will be focusing on those species, insects and macroinvertebrates as well. For my second row there, inputs are going to be time and equipment to contribute to direct field observations, and would like to establish species diversity and density in both disturbed and non-disturbed areas within the riparian zones. The riparian zones are areas in the park that researchers are very focused on in restoring and bringing back to a more healthy state. The short-term outcomes for this would be to increase knowledge of biodiversity for those areas, for researchers, but also for my community of Estes Park. Long-term outcomes would be for that work to contribute to decision-making in the riparian restoration effort. In the third row there, you see the inputs being time and equipment. But potentially for bioacoustic recordings and trail counting data. This is currently what I'm thinking will be the measurements that I will use to establish human disturbances and how they are affecting those riparian zones. So you see human disturbances under my output column there. Short-term outcomes would be an increase in knowledge of a level of human disturbances, both for park researchers and also for my community. Long-term outcomes would be for that information to contribute to decisions and trail usage, and also really to help contribute to behavior change in visitors that are in those areas of the park, that are hiking through riparian or fishing in riparian zones of the park.